Hello, my sweet friend. You are so deeply loved. Right now, as you listen to these words, I want you to know you are exactly where you need to be. Even if you feel uncertain, even if you've been struggling, even if your heart has carried the heavy weight of fear or worry about money for far too long. You are not alone in this. Life has not forgotten you. The universe has not abandoned you. In fact, something beautiful is unfolding right now, just for you. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay if you felt like you've been doing everything right, yet things still feel stuck. This is not your fault. You were never meant to carry the burden of scarcity. You were born to thrive, not just survive. And now, in this very moment, you are stepping into a new relationship with life, a relationship where money, love, healing, and success are all welcome guests at your table. We live in a loving universe, a universe that responds not to pressure or panic, but to vibration, to the quiet energy behind our thoughts, to the way we speak to ourselves when no one else is listening. So many people have been taught to fear money, to believe it is wrong to desire wealth, to feel shame when asking for more. But my dear, there is nothing spiritual about suffering. There is no growth in deprivation. You are allowed to have money. You are allowed to succeed. You are allowed to live in a way that is abundant, joyful, and free. Let's take a breath together now. Inhale gently, and as you exhale, feel your shoulders soften. Release the old story, the story that says, "I'm not enough," the one that says, "I'll always struggle." Let it go, just for now, even if only for a moment, because there is something new waiting to be born within you, a new pattern, a new way of thinking, a new sense of peace. There was a time when you may have learned that money is hard to get, that it only comes to certain people, or that you must work yourself to exhaustion to earn it. But those beliefs are not yours. They are borrowed. They came from voices outside of you, voices that were afraid, voices that didn't know their own power. And because you were young or vulnerable, you absorbed those ideas. But you are not that version of yourself anymore. You have grown. You are awakening. And now you are ready to choose differently. You don't need to control or chase anything. You only need to align, to return to the truth that abundance is your natural state. You were born into a universe that flows, not one that withholds. The sun doesn't ask if you are worthy before it shines. The trees don't withhold fruit until you prove yourself. Life is always offering, and so is money. When your heart is open, when your thoughts are kind and your energy is soft, money comes not as a result of force, but as a natural extension of your own worth. If it feels like money has been absent or inconsistent in your life, I invite you to speak to yourself with compassion. Say softly, "I am willing to receive." That one phrase, said not with pressure, but with gentleness, can open doors that have been closed for years. You don't have to know how the money will come. You don't have to control the outcome. You only have to be willing. Willing to believe that life is on your side. Willing to see your value. Willing to let go of struggle. And if you feel resistance when you hear that, that's okay too. Resistance is not a problem. It is simply a sign that there's an old belief that's ready to be healed. Perhaps you were told you had to earn your place, that nothing comes easily, that success is for others. Those stories hurt, but they are not who you are. Beneath every fearful thought is a beautiful truth just waiting to be seen. You are good enough. You are lovable. You are allowed to prosper. Now gently bring your hand to your heart. Feel the rhythm there. That steady beat is the sound of life saying, I am still with you. It has never left you, and it never will. No matter how things have looked in the past, your story is not over. You are entering a new chapter, a chapter of healing, a chapter of ease, a chapter where money does not bring stress, but peace, where wealth is not a faraway dream, but a calm and natural presence. Each time you speak kindly to yourself, you are planting seeds of abundance. Each time you release an old fear, you are clearing the way for more good to come in. You don't have to rush this. You don't have to force it. Healing happens gently. Growth happens in the quiet. And as you listen now, something inside you is already shifting. Let's speak these words together, quietly or in your mind. I am open to receive. Money flows to me easily. I deserve to prosper. Say it with the softness of someone speaking to a dear friend. Let it sink into your heart like warm sunlight. Let it be a lullaby to every part of you that has ever felt afraid or undeserving. And now we continue this gentle unfolding, for there is more to explore, there is more love to uncover, and there is more abundance ready to meet you. So let us now look deeper, not at what is happening around you, but at what is happening within. Because real transformation begins in the invisible. It begins in the soil of your thoughts. And just like a gardener chooses the seeds to plant, you too can choose which thoughts you want to water. Many have been taught to believe that money is limited, that there's not enough to go around, that someone else's success takes away from their own. But this is not true. The universe is infinite. It doesn't run out, it expands. And the moment you align your thoughts with that truth, life begins to respond differently. It's like tuning a radio. When you shift your frequency, you hear a whole new song. So ask gently, what thoughts am I thinking about money? Are they loving or fearful? Do they comfort me or drain me? This is not about blame. This is about awareness. With loving awareness, you can begin to choose differently, not from fear, not from desperation, but from love. You can say, I am safe to have money. It is easy for me to receive. I welcome wealth into my life. Speak these affirmations not to make something happen, but to align with what is already trying to come through. Life always wants to support you. Money wants to support you. You are not asking for too much. You are not being selfish. You are simply remembering what your soul already knows, that abundance is your birthright. It doesn't matter how things looked yesterday. You are creating today, and each new day brings new energy, new possibilities, and new support. You don't need to earn your worth. You already have it. You don't need to struggle to deserve good things. You are already deserving. So take this moment now, right here, to let go of one old thought, just one. Perhaps a thought like, I can't afford it, or that will never happen for me. Take that thought and offer it to the light. Imagine it dissolving like mist in the morning sun. It no longer belongs to you. You are free to think a new thought now. Say with me, I release the past. I welcome abundance. I choose peace. Each word is like a gentle wind brushing away old dust. Each phrase is a reminder that you are powerful, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Your thoughts are tools. Use them with love. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware. And when you notice an old pattern creeping in, you don't need to panic. Just return to your center, breathe, and choose again. You are learning, you are growing, and you are doing beautifully. Money responds to clarity, to kindness, to consistency. When you treat your mind like sacred ground, money feels safe to arrive, not in chaos, but in calm, not with fear, but with joy. Your thoughts are creating your future, and that future is already forming now, like a beautiful painting slowly coming into focus. With each kind word you speak to yourself, the colors get brighter. With each loving belief you nurture, the path becomes clearer. So let's continue on, together, gently, with hope in your heart and softness in your mind. You are doing enough. You are enough. And everything you desire is finding its way to you now. Close your eyes for a moment and gently breathe in. As you exhale, imagine a mirror in front of you, not a harsh one, not one that judges or criticizes, but a mirror of kindness, a mirror of truth. This mirror reflects your spirit, your worth, your inner beauty. It does not show your flaws, it shows your light. And this is where we begin to build a new connection with yourself, with your value, and with the flow of money that is always available to you. The mirror is a sacred tool. It invites you to meet your own eyes with softness, to speak words of healing where there used to be silence or shame or fear. So often we've looked into mirrors only to find faults. We've said things that we would never say to someone we love. But today, we begin again. This is not a place of criticism. It is a space for welcoming. Stand before your reflection, even if it feels strange at first, and gently say, I deserve to be abundant. I am open to receiving all that life has for me. You don't have to believe it fully yet. Just be willing to say the words. Say them as though speaking to a child who needs encouragement. Say them with the gentleness you wish someone had offered you. When you look into your own eyes and speak lovingly, something begins to shift. You're no longer searching for approval from the outside. You're building a new foundation within. You're reminding yourself that you are already enough, already whole, already ready to receive. This practice is not about vanity. It is about returning home to yourself, because the relationship you have with money is not separate from the relationship you have with you. When you trust yourself, when you respect yourself, money begins to feel safe in your presence. It begins to flow toward you gently, naturally, just as breath flows in and out. If you've ever felt rejected by life, if you've ever felt overlooked when others seem to receive so easily, let this be the beginning of your return. A return to softness, a return to allowing. You don't need to prove anything, you only need to connect. You can begin each day with a few minutes in front of your mirror, placing your hands over your heart and whispering, "Wealth is welcome here. I trust the process of life. I love myself." These words are seeds, and though you may not see the bloom immediately, something deep within is already beginning to grow. Sometimes we hold on to guilt guilt or shame when it comes to money. There may be moments from the past where you spent too much, gave too little, or made choices that didn't feel aligned. But I want to remind you, every choice you made was based on who you were at the time, doing the best you could with what you had. There is no need to carry those weights anymore. You are allowed to release them. You are allowed to be free. Guilt is a heavy cloak. It dims your energy, tightens your breath, closes your heart. But money doesn't flow in guilt. It flows in freedom. So if your heart feels tight when you think of your financial past, take a deep breath now. Let that breath be a forgiveness. Let it say, I release myself from old mistakes. I am learning. I am healing. I am safe now. Shame tells us we are unworthy. It whispers that we don't deserve good things. But those whispers are not the truth. They are echoes from wounded places. And you are not your wounds. You are your healing. You are your courage. You are your growth. Let your body soften. Let your belly relax. Let your jaw loosen. These are the places where guilt hides. These are the spaces that deserve your kindness. You can even place your hand over your stomach and say, I forgive myself. I am free to receive. Healing does not happen by forcing the past to disappear. It happens when you meet the past with love. When you say, yes, that happened, and now I choose again. Every time you choose compassion, you make room for wealth. Because true wealth is not just about money. It is about peace. It is about ease. And it is about knowing that no mistake defines you. You are not too late. You are not behind. You are right on time for your miracle. Say it now, softly. I am ready for the abundance that is already mine. Let this be a moment of turning. Let this be a quiet revolution inside you. You are worthy, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. Now, let us bring in something gentle and powerful, gratitude. This is not just a practice, it is a way of seeing. Gratitude softens your heart and lifts your energy. It reminds you of what is working, even when so much feels uncertain. It helps you shift from lack into presence, from fear into trust. You don't need to force yourself to feel grateful for things that hurt. Gratitude is not about denying pain. It is about finding the places, even in small ways, where light still shines. It might be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the softness of a blanket, the smile of a stranger, the breath in your lungs. When you practice gratitude, you begin to realize how rich you already are. And from that awareness, more good flows. It's as though the universe says, this soul is ready to see. Let's show them more. Each morning, before you begin the day, pause for a few quiet moments. You can place a hand over your heart and say, thank you for this day. Thank you for all the ways I am supported. You may wish to keep a small journal where you write down 3 things that brought you joy, comfort, or peace. These small notes are like golden threads weaving a new story of your life. You might say, I am grateful for the money I have, however much or little. I am grateful for the lessons I've learned about receiving. I am grateful for the way life supports me in ways seen and unseen. The more you practice this, the more your energy shifts. Gratitude is a magnet for miracles. It opens you, it raises you, and it calls abundance to you not because you beg for it, but because you are aligned with it. You are not broken. You do not need fixing. You only need loving awareness. And gratitude brings that awareness in the most tender way. So today, find beauty in something simple. Let yourself smile at the small things. Let yourself be touched by the ordinary moments, because in those moments you become a vessel for joy, and joy is the path to prosperity. You may have been taught to chase money, to push, to struggle, but I want to offer something softer, something truer. Let life meet you with love. Let money come not as a reward for pain, but as a reflection of peace. The more you are grateful, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more grateful you become. So breathe, my dear, just breathe. Let these words settle into the quiet spaces inside you. You are safe, you are loved, you are already blessed, and there is more, so much more, on its way to you now. Abundance is not a chase. It is not something distant that must be conquered or hunted. It is a river, a steady flowing river that moves with ease, never in a rush, never in fear. And you, dear one, are learning to step into that river with trust, to let it carry you, to allow it to nourish you. So often we have been taught to block the flow with worry, with doubt, with trying to control every outcome. We hold so tightly, thinking we must make everything happen with sheer effort. But money does not come from tension, it comes from trust. It comes when your heart is open and your mind is relaxed. Abundance is not just about receiving. It is about allowing life to surprise you, allowing support to come in from unexpected places, allowing yourself to feel good even before the money shows up. That is the key. Because the energy you send out becomes the energy that comes back to you. Picture a river winding through a peaceful valley. It flows over rocks and around bends, never stopping, never struggling. It knows where to go. And just like that river, the energy of wealth is always moving toward you. All you must do is open the gates, not with force, with ease, with joy, with readiness. You may begin each day by saying, I welcome the flow of abundance. I trust life to support me. Say it like a song. Say it like a prayer. Say it as though the whole universe is listening, because it is, and it loves to respond to gentle certainty. You are not required to know how. The how is not your job. Your part is to believe, to align, and to prepare the space in your heart. Money comes where it feels safe. It arrives where it feels honored. It stays where it is appreciated. And your energy, your thoughts, your words, they are the invitation. Now take a deep breath and let go of the timeline. Let go of the when. Let go of the how much. Instead, simply whisper to yourself, I am ready. I am open. I trust. That is the vibration of receiving. That is the vibration of peace. Let's take it one step further now. Let's paint a picture in your mind, not with numbers or bank balances, but with feelings. How would it feel to be completely supported by life? To know that everything you need is already on its way? To wake up without financial worry and fall asleep in deep, settled trust? Hold that feeling gently in your heart. Breathe it in. Let it comfort every part of you that has been afraid. You are not asking for too much. You are only remembering what you deserve. And as you hold that image, that peace, that energy of abundance, it begins to become real. Now let's take that vision and make it sacred. Let's give it shape with intention, not pressure, not perfection, just loving clarity. Each day you can begin to name what you desire, not with desperation, but with calm purpose. You might write it down. I am choosing a life of financial peace. Or, I now allow money to support my dreams. Or even, I receive with joy and give with ease. These are not just sentences, they are keys. Keys that unlock new patterns, new possibilities, new outcomes. Close your eyes and say quietly, money is not the source of my power. I am. And because you are aligned with peace, money flows easily. Because you are grounded in love, success meets you with open arms. The power is not outside of you, it has always been within you. There is no magic formula. There is no secret door. There is only this moment, this beautiful present moment where you get to choose again. Choose a new thought, a softer belief, a kinder expectation. Let go of striving and choose allowing. Let go of worry and choose trust. Now it's time to turn these gentle truths into daily rituals, small, meaningful acts that remind your body, your mind, and your spirit that you are supported, because repetition brings remembrance, and remembrance brings transformation. Each morning, you can begin with a simple phrase. Today, I receive with ease. Say it in the mirror. Say it as you stretch. Say it as you sip your tea. Let it settle into your being. Create a small altar of abundance, perhaps with a candle, a few words that bring you hope, or a symbol of prosperity that feels personal to you. This isn't about superstition. It's about energy. It's about surrounding yourself with beauty that reminds you, I am already abundant. Write down 3 things each evening that made you feel wealthy, not in money, but in love, in connection, in simplicity, the laughter of the day, the comfort of a soft pillow, the taste of a favorite meal. These moments are the true wealth, and they multiply when honored. Speak affirmations not with pressure, but with presence. Words like, I am a magnet for prosperity. Wealth feels natural and joyful to me. I give freely and I receive joyfully. Feel these words in your body. Let them become part of your rhythm. Say them as you walk, as you cook, as you rest. Let them be your companions. And most importantly, be gentle with yourself. If old thoughts return, greet them like clouds passing through the sky. You do not need to fight them. Just notice, breathe, and return to your center. Because every time you choose love over fear, every time you choose peace over panic, every time you choose hope over doubt, you are rewriting your future. You are becoming a new version of yourself, one who is no longer surviving, but thriving. You deserve a life that feels light, a life that supports you, a life where you wake up with a soft smile and fall asleep with a full heart. My dear, you have walked through so much, and yet here you are, willing to believe again, willing to heal, willing to receive. That is a miracle. That is your power. Let us say together, for all the moments ahead, I am open, I am ready, I am abundant. And now, as we come to this peaceful close, carry these words in your heart. Let them echo through your days. When you forget, come back to them. When you remember, celebrate them. There is no race. There is no pressure. There is only your journey, and it is unfolding perfectly. You are safe. You are supported. You are deeply loved. And yes, money is coming now, not because you chased it, but because you finally remembered you were worthy of it all along.